What's up, guys? Artem MMA Analysis here. I'm going to be talking about UFC Fight Night Blachowicz versus Rakic. UFC 274 literally just finished. My laptop's decided to crash a little bit, and I just finished streaming for about 8 hours straight, so obviously my voice is going to be a little bit tired, but the show must go on. This is my early picks and predictions. I've done no research on the card whatsoever, but I will be making my predictions anyway, and then I will be doing a full card breakdown, probably coming out in a few days from now. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let's talk about the first fight of the night. I'm going to quickly be running through them. I'm using Edge because Chrome kept crashing on me for some reason, so yeah, we'll see. Carlos Candelario versus Tsuru. I'm going with Tsuru by submission. I'm very surprised with how many people are picking Taeyeon on Tapology. I feel like that's a little bit lopsided for how close this fight actually is. Taeyeon kind of just ran through a lot of older guys on the Japanese scene, but the thing is, he looked really good. He's got great kickboxing. Carlos Candelario kind of goes all out in the first round and then gasses out in the second and third. I'm picking Taeyeon to win by probably like a second or third round finish, probably by a submission. Michael Johnson versus Olin Petrovsky. I've got Michael Johnson to win. The most consistently inconsistent fighter. His last win, quote unquote win, because he can't have won, was over the GOAT Artem Lobov. Olin Petrovsky's on a little bit of a losing streak as well. He hasn't won for about 4 years. Same sort of thing for Michael Johnson as well. But Michael Johnson's got wins over like Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier, Edson Barboza, other people like that. Like he's got wins over like the craziest names, man. I think Michael Johnson. I think it's time for Michael Johnson to win. Olin Petrovsky took a lot of damage in his last win against Mason Jones. He's also older than Michael Johnson as well. I think it's time that Michael Johnson gets a win, man. Alright, Nick Maximov versus Andrea Petroski. I don't really know why, but for some reason the UFC's trying to build Andrea Petroski as like some big prospect. I think that comes to an end here. I think Nick Maximov is time to get a submission. I think he's going to get a submission in the UFC. His first submission in the UFC. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. He fights out of the Nick Diaz Academy. He won a split decision over Punahele Soriano. It wasn't super exciting, to be fair. My laptop decided to crash again, but he uses wrestling then. He does have good wrestling. He went to like a college, like a community college wrestling, I think, something like that. He does have good wrestling. I think Maximov should win a submission in this one here. Andrea Petroski, I don't think it's going to have too much to deal with him, in my opinion. Verna Jandiroba versus Angela Hill. Probably going to pick Verna Jandiroba here, but it's kind of more of a pick based on the last 5 fights, because Angela Hill, like, I think there's an argument to be made that she beat Michelle Waterson. No, there's an argument to be made she beat Claudia Gadelha. Yeah, she's been losing a lot of decisions recently, a lot of split decisions as well, so maybe if she won those split decisions it would look a lot better for her, but she's 37 years old in the women's strawweight division. She's starting to slow down. Verna Jandiroba lost to Amanda Ribas by decision recently. Before that she did win by TKO, and does have not the greatest wins in the world, but I think she's probably going to be good enough to win a decision over Angela Hill, to be fair. Don't really know anything about the fighters. Angela Lee, I'm picking to win by a decision in this one here. I think she's like a top 10 fighter right now, which is crazy. Maybe Arusha was as well. But yeah, I'm picking Angela Lee. She's coming off a bit of a skid by split decisions, really. And before that, she beat Antonia Shevchenko by submission, and then she beat Cynthia Calvillo by corner stoppage. But I think Cynthia Calvillo, am I correct in saying that she took that fight on very short notice? Doesn't matter. I think Andrea Lee should win anymore. Anyway, Jake Hadley, very good English prospect from the flyweight division. Only 26 years old. As you know, he did miss weight on Contender Series, but Dana White signed him anyway. He's fighting Esmento, who was I was gonna say he hasn't been in the UFC for that long. He lost by split decision to Hadley and Paiva on Contender Series. Then he come back and won, and then he come up and he lost the split decision to Kir Ulanbekov, which I guess doesn't look that bad because Taeyeon Ulanbekov ain't that great, but he probably is borderline top 15 level in the flyweight division. So, yeah, I think Jake Hadley probably should beat Alan Esmento. I think that the Tapology votes are way too lopsided at 88%, but I think Jake Hadley should probably find a submission. He beat Mitch Raposo, who was on the Ultimate Fighter in his last fight, and before that he has good wins on the regional scene for real. Like, I think he's like a Cage Warriors champion or something like that. So yeah, should be pretty good win. Lewis Smolka, I feel like Lewis Smolka is underrated. A lot of people talk down on Lewis Smolka, but he ain't that bad, guys. He really isn't that bad. But Davey Grant is good on the feet. He's very good on the feet. He went to a split decision with Adrian Yanez. I think there's actually an argument to be made that Davey Grant won, but I personally had it Yanez. I thought Yanez won 2 rounds pretty clearly. But yeah, before that, his last loss was Marlon Vera. He beat Jonathan Martinez by KO. He knocked out Martin Day. He beat Grigory Popov by split decision. I think we're going to see Davey Grant potentially win by KO over Lewis Smolka here. A lot of people picking Davey Grant by KO. A lot of people picking Davey Grant even in a parlay. I think maybe he is a parlay piece as well, to be fair. I mean, yeah, Lewis Smolka got KO'd 5 months ago. He's coming back. He could get KO'd again. Katlyn Chookagian versus Amanda Hebas. I don't really know. Don't really care either. I think Chookagian by decision is probably pretty safe. She's got a good karate. I think it's a karate background or a kickboxing background or something like that. And she kind of just picks up at range and wins, kind of barely. Yeah, I think she should be able to win. And I feel like maybe if she beat Amanda Hebas, she could potentially get another title shot at 125 and just be fed to Valentina Shevchenko. Manuel Torres versus Frank Camacho. Frank Camacho has been in the UFC for a long time, but I think his UFC run is something like 2 wins, 5 losses or something. He has not had a good UFC run, and I feel like if he loses this one, he probably will get cut from the UFC. He comes to the UFC at 20-4. He's won 2 fights, and he's lost 5. Yeah, I think this is win or go home for Frank Camacho. And Manuel Torres, I mean, Dana White's Contender Series fade because Dana White's Contender Series 2021 guys keep losing their debuts. But you know what? I think he picked Colton England. He beat Colton England. I picked Colton England to beat Manuel Torres. So he's got that going for him. I think Manuel Torres probably should win this fight. I wouldn't be super confident in the KO, but I feel like he probably should win the fight in general. Frank Camacho is he's not on a good run, is all I'm gonna say. He's not bad. It's just on a really bad run. Ion Cutela versus Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann I think got knocked out in the first round, submitted in the first round. Sorry, by Anthony Smith. But I think he got knocked down in that fight too. I beat Misha Sokonov, which is aging very badly as a win. To be fair, he lost to Johnny Walker, which is aging very badly as a loss. Beat Sam Alvey by split decision. Once again, is aging very, very badly, and then beat Devin Clark, which once again hasn't aged super well, even though Devin Clark did knock out William Knight recently. Ion Cutela, probably best known as Magomed Ankalaev's son after he got knocked out in the first round twice by him, and then he went to a split draw with Justin Jacoby after he dominated him in the first round, dominated Devin Clark himself. I think it's time that Ion Cutela gets a round 1 KO. Ion Cutela by KO in the first round. Ion Cutela is always so live in the first rounds, it's actually kind of scary. Like, I wouldn't want to be in the cage with Ion Cutela in the first round, that's for sure. I think first round KO for Ion Cutela. Now, Rakic versus Blachowicz. This is a fight that I need to do my research on for sure. I don't really know too much about what I'm thinking about this fight. Like, I do know about the fighters, obviously, because Rakic has been a big name for a long time. He's been in the UFC for a while. He's been talked about for a long time. I think especially since he knocked out Jimmy Manuel, I think that's when the names really got on. But then he lost the split decision to Volkan Oezdemir, who's actually not that bad. And then he beat Anthony Smith, who's potentially going to be a title challenger soon. He's fighting Magomed Ankalaev soon. And then he beat Thiago Santos by decision over a year ago. I think this is a title eliminator. I don't know if Blachowicz wins. Would he still get to fight the champion? Maybe. But I think Blachowicz, I think he's getting old. He's 39 years old. I'm going to go with the younger guy in Rakic, but that's really just based off Blachowicz's last performance, because Blachowicz definitely could make a big comeback in this one here. 39 years old at 205 ain't too bad, considering the fact that heavyweights are usually really, really old. So I'm going to pick Rakic. Not a lot of confidence. As I said, this is my early predictions. I'm not really banking too hard on these. My picks could flip. My picks could change. Even though what's going to happen with them, I will bring out a breakdown in a few days' time. I'm just really tired right now. It's only an 8-minute video, so yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.